Richard in his ambulance to Bayswater Ambulance Museum. So the two ambos are out patrolling the streets, and yeah, so Richard has done his more like the traditional ambulance was when it came out. Still a work in progress, but it's getting there. And yeah, we're controlling the right lane for some reason. Everyone's moving out the way. All's good. Now we're in the Yarra Tunnel in Melbourne. So yeah, another part of the journey. Okay, so this is just an example picture I found on the internet, because I didn't go back and film from a bit of a distance at the museum. But this is the sort of vehicle this is, as far as, I think it's a Ford EF model. I could be wrong. You can always write a comment. So this is a vehicle that I was a bit shocked to learn a little bit of its background. These are like the VS ambulances, as far as probably around the very similar time frame, as far as even the front of the pod has a very similar window. But this one in the ambulance museum, I took a photo of the VIN number, and the ambos there are very sad about this one, because if the ambulance was ever to the ambulance museum was ever to close, it's crazy. It's crazy. I couldn't wrap my head around it. Anyway, I'll just explain a little bit more. If you look at this next picture, I took a photo of the VIN number. The VIN numbers seems to be missing one numeral, is it, or a letter? But I looked it up on the Vic roads. Of course, it's never been registered with Vic roads, but on this you can clearly see on this picture that a VIN number, if you look to the right top of the screen, it says that letters and numbers only, but must have 17 characters in length, cannot include I, 0 or Q, something like that, but must contain at least one alpha and numeric character. Anyway, but it's even missing one letter on the search as well. It's supposed to be 17, and it was only stamped with 16 that I learnt. These EFs, as far as I know, or more or less, it could be an EL too. They were done between 1994 and 1996, but it doesn't come. I don't think it came out with any compliance plates. This was a donation, and the plate that it does have onto it, we'll just go on to the next picture. This vehicle was donated by Ford Motor Company of Australia Ltd for restricted use only. Now, do not register, do not drive on public roads, do not sell vehicle or parts, dispose of only by crushing the complete vehicle at a scrap metal dealer. Now, this vehicle, supposedly, if the museum ever closed, I mean, this is just crazy stuff. It can no, you can't take parts off it. You can't use any parts off it. You couldn't take the pod off it. You couldn't take the engine out of it. This is per se of what they're saying. But this car, I think, had under 100,000 Ks. I think they said something like 47,000 or something. It was very low Ks on this car. It's practically brand new. And this is what's been stamped in by when we did have Ford in Australia. This has been stamped in there because it was a donation vehicle. But yes, maybe not register it or something like that as a donation, but to not be able to supposedly take parts off the vehicle when they're in perfect condition and only the whole car be scrapped Sounds like a punishment to me. But yeah, this is when I went to the museum today. It was just to learn of this vehicle, which I'll in a second. I'll just put what footage I did take of it. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. So anyway, keep enjoying the video, and this is the crazy stuff in life that sometimes you come across.
A double look.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get some video footage of this rare car that may disappear one day.
It will never disappear because we will always have it, unless the museum holds.
Yeah. With this COVID, everything's freaking closing.
Well, luckily it doesn't affect us in money because
Yeah.
we don't rely on the public to keep us going.
They did a thick wire loom across the console there, didn't they?
Yeah, they've done it. It's a basic wiring job, but they've done it. Spared no expense.
I would have thought they would have tucked it under.
Only other racetracks that wouldn't need it, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the back.
Oh, it's got
It wasn't one of the blokes who put stuff in.
it's got a bed.
I'd say they've only had it there as an obligation, as in they got the test track. Where you go into the scenes, or you must have an ambulance. Where's the fucking ambulance? So you only got first aid, so you only need a little basic kit. So probably just
Victorian Civil Ambulance Service Westgate Bridge disaster in 1970, and explain a bit more about this.
The attendance roll of the ambos that attended on the day
Yep.
from their various locations. And out of that, within the museum, we've got Peter Dent, who's our editor of our beacon, third person down.
Oh yeah, Peter Dent.
Chaz Martin is the curator of our museum,
Oh yeah.
who's just been awarded Order of Australia medal.
Oh, fair income.
Peter McMurtry
Yep.
is now in Queensland. He's a senior paramedic up in Queensland.
Yep.
Peter Moxham, I believe, used to be a St John Ambulance member from Croydon as well. Darryl Rintoul is our current treasurer.
All right.
And they're just people that are associated with the museum at present. But that's, to the best of their knowledge, they're the ones that turned up on the day and had some active role.
Yep. Oh, excellent. How long ago was this made up?
No, just recently. We've just had it produced. 1970 was the disaster. The bigger premises,
Yep.
you can hopefully put them all where they're easily.
Yeah, we can easily read. And what's this one about? Just the
Just general.
cardiac
Yeah.
epidemic?
Road fatalities and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, aftermath. Oh wow, that's a VS Commodore. Looks like the photos maybe backwards because the steering's on the left-hand side.
Could be.
Man, what a hit!
Yeah. 1034 is the number of fatalities back in 1969, which is also the number of the school up in on the way to Yarra Glen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
1034.
Yep. Interesting.
I'd say that it's had bad reports and he's just, being careful sort of thing. Like if he's sick of me here, he might never ride it.
Okay, I'll give you a push out through the door, Gary.
Yeah, Chaz pushed it in. Doesn't fit. Oh shit, mate. Shut.
All right, gentlemen.
Alright, see you, mate.
See you Monday.
Hey, yes.
That'll be the chance, I think.
They got a bingo ball thing with the ambulance behind it.
Well, it will be. It's the one home. That's the 17th, and I go back to work the 18th. I know, stop swearing.
We're going to put up to you again next Monday.
Next two. Took an extra day off on holidays just to be with you guys.
I wonder if Chaz will give us a lot any leave.
No, he was crooked this morning for turning up late. He's going to dock your
Oh,
pay.
really?
No, he said they're late, I'm going to dock their pay.
Well, really, we're an excellent one. There's nothing on the road. I think we're here in it's about an hour and 15.
Has Chaz gone home now? Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right, Chaz going.
He gets here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
At 6, and by 1:30, he's chafing at the bit.
It's time to go.
Just a picture of Chaz, I thought.
Yeah,
You didn't sit
I
behind the
have
desk.
only ones on the computer that were taken sitting here
Yeah.
that I would have set up for Daddy to put on the front,
She looks familiar.
front of magazines.
No, it's probably the police minister or
Um,
the health minister.
hang on, I'll tell you her name in a minute.
H? No?
Oh shit, I should know. I got a photo of me with her as well.
Well,
She was all right.
She's a politician.
there's Richard in my side mirror. So we can slow down just a bit. There's the serious concentration there. Go, let it go past.